podcast about business, marketing, growth, strategy, staff, clients, babies, marriage. I'm Christina, and this is Peter Pilarski in his cool dude hat. And we are the founders and leaders of CIPR Communication.
Hey, everybody.
Just channeling your inner cool. I want to talk all about you today.
Oh, wonderful. My favorite topic.
I was going to say my favorite topic. No, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Are people surprised that you are a marketing and communications expert?
Well, first of all, I wouldn't necessarily classify myself in those terms, but I don't think so. I think people kind of know me, and people who know me know I like to communicate, and I like to pitch ideas and sell all the time. So I feel like it's a very natural kind of field for me. I found my natural place. So I don't think people are surprised. What do you think? Do you think people are surprised?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think your career led you here.
Definitely. I will say that I had like zero thoughts in my life that this is what I would be doing for a living. Like zero. I actually struggled in high school with English, and then finally kind of figured out how to write, and then became a writer. My first job was at the Alberta Legislature, where I was in the research department and I wrote speeches for politicians, and I think I was pretty good at it. And I ended up pretty much getting into a career of writing for the most part for the first long period of my career, although I did government relations and some other stuff, and always kind of had a public facing role, or a public relations type, government relations type role throughout, and kind of found a natural place there. I would say marketing has been something that's been a little newer, but I've always, I guess, for me, and I talk about this to you all the time, is sort of the role of marketing and communications, and really the world coming together into one. So for me, it's a natural progression to add marketing to kind of my skill set and my expertise level, if you will.
I think it matches your personality too, because I think marketing is this really fast-paced world, and I think you are a fast-paced thinker, and I think you're able to put together big pictures easier, and you like to kind of tinker with what's new, and I think that really allows you to own expertise in marketing. Because you can you have this ability to grasp concepts quickly.
Yeah, I would say that if I was an expert on anything, or if my number one skill set in life is actually, I think what you described there is really kind of being able to step back and see the big view and the big picture and connect things. I think I'm a natural connector, and I think connecting ideas, connecting how things kind of would fit together, connecting people. These are all things that just really come naturally to me, and I think and it's just sort of like, as soon as I'm talking to someone, I'm thinking about who I can connect them with, how what they do might fit with what somebody else is doing. Like, it's just like where my mind goes immediately, and I think that's like, if I had a single skill set that I had to point to, I think that I'm good at, that would be it, and I think those things do lend themselves quite well to marketing and communications. Now, I will say that my frustration in our business, which is something we're working on, is sort of not doing tactics for people, and really being a strategy first agency, which is something we'll be talking about a lot in future episodes. But that to me is the sort of genesis is where all the connections happen. And so I'm excited because I think just sort of sometimes we become order takers of tactics, and that's when things don't go well.
It's true. And I think that your ability to think about connections, I think about public relations, and I just actually got off a call with a client where we were brainstorming, okay, you have all of these projects coming up, and how are we connecting the dots to local leaders or elected officials, or and I think often people go, because I met you when you were I'm getting a call, excuse me. I think about when you were a GR guy, And that's when I met you, right? Peter, one of the GR guys, hanging out over there doing the government relations thing. And I now look at what we do and what you did then and do see the natural progression. And it's like, because we understand that world, we understand why it's tied to public relations. And because we understand public relations, we understand why it's tied to marketing. Yeah. And I think, if I'm being completely honest, I think that's the secret sauce, and really the secret sauce you bring to the table, because people don't have that kind of three-pronged experience, and you've lived it.
Yeah. And I would say that, definitely most successful marketing and communications, most successful companies have a big picture, holistic, long view. And it's not like, single tactic, single this, single that. I did this and it didn't work. Like that. That's not, that doesn't work. Right. And today's world of marketing and communications and PR and everything all together is a very interconnected web that's fairly complicated. Right. And so I think, I think that's kind of where I maybe excel and where I can bring value. And I think the other thing I'm fairly good at, if I may say, is getting people excited. I'm pretty good at people. I think I'm pretty good at reading people and understanding and sort of really kind of being able to empathize with kind of their positions. And often I think, just sort of understanding what it is that they need to get themselves excited, I think. And so I'm a good cheerleader and I'm a good motivator. Not the best worker, though.
No
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the worker.
No comment.
No comment. Christina, when we started this business, we said, I will be people, you will be work. And that's sort of how things have progressed. Christina is incredibly organized and ability to actually take my ideas and turn them into something, my thoughts, and turn them into sort of an organized thing. Yeah.
It's important though, that people aspect, one has allowed us to grow. Two has allowed us to grow our services. And I think about something like the WSI network that we're really ingrained in now. You have built so many powerful relationships there. So really trusted relationships with our suppliers, really trusted relationships with other agencies that are a part of the WSI network, whether they're franchisees or agencies, that we have learned an immense amount of things from. And I think that, without your skill set in that, we wouldn't be what we are. I certainly couldn't have taken this agency to the level that it's at now without your ability to make the right connections. I didn't even see the connection between WSI and us. We've talked about this in one of the last podcasts, but you have this kind of foresight that I don't think a lot of people do. And I think it adds value to our clients as well, because you're also able to challenge them in terms of, okay, maybe this PPC campaign isn't right now, but what is it doing from a brand building perspective? Mm-hmm. Or can it help you in 2 years time or a year time? You are really good at painting that picture.
Yeah. Well, as the team likes to call me, the chief dreamer.
Yes.
That's the IPR communications. It's funny. I used to think that was such a dumb thing, but now and more I spend time kind of growing and being in our business. It's I actually want to create more time for myself to just sit and dream and think. Now my only thing I need then is an integrator to help turn the dreams into reality, and to also push back on, not every idea I have is a great one. But it's you need somebody, a company needs somebody constantly dreaming and envisioning and thinking about what the next thing is. I think it's I used to think it's such a dumb skill set, but it's it's actually more critical than I ever could have possibly imagined.
Yeah.
But again, I think successful businesses happen when you have somebody who's dreaming and has this space and ability to do that dreaming, and then an integrator or a person that knows how to sort of take those kind of obscure sort of random dreams and turn them into something that's a step-by-step process of turning a dream into reality, right? And I think those are critical skill sets, and I think luckily we together have those, and then it's about building a team around that can figure out how to keep up to my dreams.
Well, next episode we'll talk all about me, but
yeah.
I want to, on a personal note, I remember when we were first seeing each other, and you were kind of really instrumental on the what I will lovingly call the plastic bag lobby.
Mm.
And you were doing like a media junket at the time, like you were hitting up Alberta Prime Time and local media and all these news. And like, one, you give a great interview because you're very relaxed and at ease. And I think, again, because you're a people person and you like, you know, you like talking and you're right, like you're a, I feel like a media spokesperson dream because you're in your element. But it was also on a personal note, like the first exposure a lot of people I knew had to you because it was like, oh, like who's she seeing now? This guy, Peter Pilarski. And was like, oh, like I think I saw this guy on the news. And I
Yeah.
remember getting all these text messages. I was in Edmonton at the time for work. And I remember sitting in my hotel room and people like texting me being like, that guy that was like on the news is like that the guy you're seeing? And so it was like this like very, I don't know, very interesting thing.
That is interesting. Yeah.
Now you know.
Now I know. I didn't even know. Yeah. Used to be something I cared a lot about, but it's funny things change. But I do now care about just spending time talking to people, visioning, dreaming. So same thing, just different format maybe. And
I would say you still care about plastic bags though.
I do care deeply about plastic bags. I
Single
try to,
use plastic.
try to reuse and recycle them as much as possible. For everybody's reference, I was sort of worked for the Retail Council of Canada, and I was lobbying for a plastic bag ban in Alberta. Anyways, got some legislation passed. It was fun.
There you go. See? Full circle. He knows all the things of PR, GR, marketing. Just a true expert. And I'm thrilled that you're my business partner.
Well, thank you. I'm thrilled that you're mine.
Nice. Well, thank you. I
Thank
better
you.
go see what all these dinging notifications were all about while we were on this.
Sounds good.